Procurement. I don't spend a lot of time talking about procurement issues here on the yellow carpet. And that's for the very simple reason that in my 40 plus years of experience, I haven't had a lot of, major turnaround failures attributed to procurement. However, I'm going to propose that for the next 3 or 4 years in North America, Canada and the US, we are certainly going to have some procurement challenges. And maybe that's true in other places of the world too, and my contacts from around the world can weigh in on whether this is going to affect them or not. So there's 2 things I want to say about the procurement dilemma that we all face for the next 3 or 4 years. One is if the price of spiral wound gaskets is going to triple, this price of spiral wound gaskets is going to triple, and there's just nothing we can do about that. So the only thing you can do about the cost uncertainty is build that into a contingency plan. And leadership hates it when I say things like that, but that's just the fact. If it was me, I would have a 35 to 50-ish%, contingency in my procurement budget. And my bigger problem, and I think turnaround's bigger issue, is the delays that are going to come with all this. And this is something that we can do. I really think, just for an example, if I have have this on the ground for me by T-12, I kind of think I'm going to want to change that to T-18 now, because we have absolutely no way of predicting how all the compound delays are going to impact us. And we have to take some action. We can't just get to the end of the turnaround and say, yeah, well, we ran out of gaskets because they took 6 months longer to come in than we thought they would. We can't do that. So we can add to our protection zone by asking for our materials to be on the ground quicker. Procurement people aren't going to like me saying that because that's a big wrench in their work management plan. But it's not a wrench that turnaround's throwing at them. It's a wrench that a petulant child and a trade war is throwing at them. Other than getting your materials here earlier and allowing for a big cost uncertainty, there isn't that much that we can do here. So we need to be prepared to understand that for the next 3 or 4 years in North American turnaround, we're going to expect to have some level of upset generated from procurement. And all we can do is to try to put safeties in place for those risks, like early delivery times, for instance, and bigger contingency budgets, for example. Anyway, I know that's not a very pretty story, but, there's really nothing any of us can do about it. Like, this has nothing to do with anything that we can influence. So it is what it is. Who knows what that 3/4-inch steam hose you need is going to cost you. It's going to cost what it's going to cost, but be concerned about when you can get it, because it's probably going to take longer than you thought to. Peace out.